Quote of the day?
I'm probably autistic. Okay. I'm probably autistic.
Stop.
Okay.
No, that's not the quote of the day. No! This is not the quote of the day. Quote of the day is, the quote of the day is, my quote of the day is, just because you think something in your head doesn't make it true. That's it. That's where it's at. I'm here to say I love you. Really? That makes me happy. I've been getting bullied. I've been getting bullied. Why? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get this out of the way real quick. Alright? I'm gonna get it out of the way real quick. I only love my boyfriend. I have no interest in anybody else. And it doesn't matter if I laugh at other people's jokes. It doesn't matter anything. I only love Felix. Okay? I have a familial love with Alias. He's my baby. I've taken care of him since he was small. Since he was a child dog. You said you love chat? I have a familial love with chat. I've taken care of you guys since you were a small one viewer chat all the way up until now with over 100 of you here. Music is a bit loud. It's to drown away my pain and suffering. You know, there's a different kind of love. And when it comes to all other forms of love, romantic, emotional, that's
probably
purely for my boyfriend. I only love Felix. I only like Felix, and I have no interest in dating anybody but Felix. Okay? I have no interest in kissing anybody. I have no interest in anyone else. I will say that on God, on Jah, on Buddha, on everyone, on all, on my mom, on my grandma. Okay, for real. Now that we can get that out of the way, all the incels will stop bullying me. Yeah, clearly now everyone will stop bullying me, and it will be okay. Yep, that'll do it. I love squad games. Really? Yeah, you enjoyed the VOD? That makes me happy. Really fun? Really? Hearing your guys' perspective. I like when you guys tell me when you guys are having fun. It was funny? You guys like it? If you guys wouldn't mind putting... if you guys enjoy things, telling me when you enjoy them. Otherwise, I end up hearing only psycho weirdos that are like crazy. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and this is no offense to Omie. I do not want to be in a relationship with Omie. All right, I feel like I gotta get that out of the way. All right, because people keep making up this weird shit. I'm like, bro, Omie is like a little brother to me. I have no interest. Like what? Like no. They've been going off lately. It's crazy. The schitzos are like crazy. They're just all up in my comments all over the place. They won't leave me alone. Listen, I'm a OmQC stan. CLM, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Yeah, it's woman interaction with man has been this way. It's just lately. They think I'm like, they also have this weird one where they're like, it's like the weirdest levels of ship I've ever seen in my life. Like they have this fantasy in their head that I'm gonna like run off with some person I barely talk to. Like I do not talk to femboy very much. I've outside of like stream related instances, and they have this idea that I'm like secretly in love with femboy. Like bro, what? They're okay. They have to be like a mixture of fantasies and schizoparasocial put together. They have like this idea. I swear to God, they're like, I'm almost positive it's like one guy who's having a schizo fit on like 10 accounts, because every time I block them, they make a brand new account, and I swear he's interacting with himself as well to try and boost up his own ideas. I know it sounds crazy, but I swear to God, it's just this one guy who's like he is. No, he does? Oh my God, no way. Oh my God. I was starting to think this, and I was like, is it just me? He interacts with his own accounts, bro. He's like, this guy's he's like having these fantasies in his head, and he's like straight up schizo. It's driving me crazy. Like, bro, you're obsessed. Get a hobby. Anyway, he has this one phrase that he says on all of his accounts that makes it so funny. He's like, he is having these like fan fiction level ideas in his head, and it's just so wild. I know. Just run off with Meg. I don't want to run off with anyone. I love my boyfriend, bro. I love my boyfriend. I'm happy. What the frick? It's so silly. Oh, God forbid you enjoy the person you want to spend time with. Like, bro, what? He wasn't even really angry. It's just like, okay, it's banter is the word. Yes. I think some people just have a bad ability to understand when people are like bantering. Like, some people don't understand like that concept. I was trying to talk about my character yesterday, but it didn't go through. It was like poor timing on my part. I was trying to say, like, I think Sage gets more because her utility is so easy to land. And I bet you if I played a different character, I would get way less. But because her ultimate is easy to go off, her wall is... I was looking at the stats, right? I was looking at the stats on the side, and it shows like how many people get stopped by the wall, and then that gives you extra points. How much damage goes to the wall gets you extra points. If somebody walks into your E or Q, that gets you extra points. If you heal somebody with your E and how many times you heal them, it's so easy to land her if you get a res at all. And I think even if you get a res, and I'm gonna tell you, I think if you get a res and then you win the round, you get extra points for that. So sometimes I res people and we win the round because it will be like easy to res people. We'll have like, and it'll be an easy round to win with that res, you know what I mean? So I think that gives extra points. I do think he gets dog shit MMR. I do think that as well. I want him to play on, I'm gonna ask him next time we play it to try and play Sage and see, because I'm almost positive if he gets the same kind of if he gets more MMR playing on Sage, because I think it might, or my skill is just not as high, you know. I'm just not as good. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like I am. I'm a okay player, and I do keep up with a lot of even the guys, which I think is very cool, which is actually, I think, very impressive for a girl, because no matter how much I don't want to say this, girls tend to not be as interested in shooter games. So I think it doesn't have the same, I think it's a little bit different. Girls tend to be less interested in shooter games, so there's a bit of a difference there. I don't think it means that girls are bad at shooter games. I just think there's less like interest in girls playing shooters in totality. But there's no W save. This is genuinely how I feel. I thought about what I was thinking before I said it. I genuinely think that there's less it doesn't matter if there are a lot of girls in Valorant, right? There are less girls who play shooter games in totality compared to boys. Like, it's just the way it is. There are less girls who play shooter games compared to guys. So it's harder. How do I explain? When it's easier to go with your guy friends and be like, okay, let's go play games together, and then everybody gets together and plays as a girl, like, or as guys, and you all go out and play Valorant, right? But it's a little harder to find a bunch of girls who want to go play Valorant together if you're just like a local girl in your area looking to go play games with your friends. Your girlfriends might not really want to play Valorant or feel like inclined to play Valorant as much. There may be a lot more girls who play Valorant compared to other shooter games in the past, but I don't think that's actually necessarily true. I think a lot more girls are just comfortable speaking in Valorant compared to speaking in other games in the past, because the amount you would get bullied for just existing as a girl online before was incredible. It was crazy. I think that there were always a lot of girl players, maybe not the same amount as guy players, but it used to be pretty rough with the bullying for girl players. Yeah, but on Overwatch and Valorant, it's very easy to openly speak and not be harassed for the most part. That one girl spoke, and she was talking shit. The other guy was talking shit, but then that guy talked about how he wanted to rape her or something like that. That and I know that like blew up online a couple months ago. That was a pretty typical thing for people to say back in the day, even just a couple years ago. And it would be pretty rough. Like, there was a lot of people who would talk. I've been told I was gonna get raped, and like, I probably more times than I can count. And it's not just a every once in a while thing. It's like very consistent. So I know a lot of girls feel very uncomfortable with speaking or with playing games like that because of that. Overwatch and Valorant are really good with moderation, and they're very strict on moderation. And that's why I think you see a lot more girl players openly talk compared to games like Counter-Strike, where you might have a lot of girl players, and you do. I played with a lot of girl players, but there's almost no moderation. So you may get kicked from a game, you may get told that they're gonna rape you, they may just curse you out the entire time. But you know, it's the way it is. Girls have a bit of a hard time sometimes in gaming, and until very recently. I feel like there's a vocal minority of shooter game players that are toxic to women, so we tend to avoid speaking or leaning toward players. Yeah, exactly, agreed. Totally, Meg, I 100% agree with you. I don't think it's the majority, by the way, when I say these things. Like, the vast majority of people I play games with are so fucking cool or funny or fun, and we all have a really good time. It's this like minority of people who are just absolutely insane. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. The past 5 years, I'm sorry, but I'm going to disagree with you. I think in the past 5 years, it's cleaned up so much harder than it's ever cleaned up in the past. Like 10 years ago compared to now, is a completely different vibe online as a woman. Even though there is a high amount of people who are vocally hate women, they just hate women. I don't know what else to say. They just hate women. Any woman who is a semblance of sexual, fuck them. Any woman who isn't sexual is probably just faking it. I saw a woman write online how she was going to wait until she was engaged or married to have sex for the first time on Twitter. And then I saw another account, multiple accounts, making drawings of her getting fucked by 15 men. Like, it was crazy. There was like a line of men and then her getting fucked. And I was just like, okay, so where are we then? Where are we? So a woman can't say, she can't not be sexual because then she's a liar, and she can't be sexual because then she's a whore. So no matter what you do, even if somebody is like trying hard to be a wonderful person, and in the eyes of what a wonderful person is by these like mentally insane people, they're still treated like shit. So I think that it's kind of crazy. It's just the way it is. Like, guys go through their own stuff too. Like, guys have their own vibes. Guys have their own issues that people don't talk about. Like, guys get undermined in their personalities to be told that they are too feminine or too gay, no matter how they act, to a point where unless they're overtly, purposefully act that way as a joke, in order to undermine anything. And this is the way I've interpreted it. I think that the hyper gay joking is a way of going, well, if somebody then hates on me for like my own personality, I can go, oh, well, I'm just joking. Clearly I have a large repertoire of jokes like that you can choose from. And now you have this like defense against the hatred preemptively like put out. And I think it's just crazy because you know, you are just being you. Why does everything come down to like, and this is just my own personal perspective. Yes, I did lift this so you guys could see him sleep. I think my own personal perspective is like, what does it matter? Unless you're putting a dick in your mouth, or unless you're getting fucked, or unless you're giving a guy a hand job, you're probably not gay, bro. Like, what? I think it's very specific what is and isn't gay. Like, it's very simple to find out. If you put a dick in your mouth, you're probably got a gay or bi, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. The hidden porn Steam games are coming back to haunt. Okay. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. I'm going to recover from this. I will recover. Okay, first of all, my Steam games are not as bad. My Steam games are not as bad as my itch.io games, and I will say that openly and proud. My Steam game hours are the problem. What's that on the desk? Oh. You mean... Put your fucking hands in the air, bitch. Put your fucking hands in the air. Oh, you want to play games with me, Twitch chat? Oh, you guys want to play games, huh? Put your fucking hands in the air. Let me see both of them. Okay, how come all my regulars say pull the trigger? How come all of my regulars say pull the trigger? That's this. Do we need to talk? What's going on? How come the only people I see saying pull the trigger are my regulars? No. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. You saw nothing. That was your imagination. That was your I found the cake guy. Good. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Yeah, I'll be going a couple days after he goes. I think. I'm not really sure. If I'll, but I'm pretty sure it will be like a few days after. Maybe like 3 days or 4 days after. I think that's a good way to do it. I think it can be too much. I don't want it to be overwhelming, you know? So I think it would be good. I think it'll be nice. Give him some time. Yeah, exactly, with the family. I think no matter what, when you are a new entity, it can kind of make things stressful. Not in a way of like where it's like diminishing, right? Like it's not not in a negation, but like any new entity that comes over has a bit of a stressfulness to it because you want to be accommodating as a family member or as somebody, right? Not in like a negation, but in a way where you want to be accommodating, and then that can be alert, exactly. So I think that it's good to go over second and let let the family have, not let the family, but let his family have some time with him. I think that is a nice way to handle things. And I think I would end up probably wanting the same. Bring 500 cigarettes as a gift? That's a great idea. No, X is not my brother. Bro, I need to get my hair dyed. I need to get my hair dyed ASAP. I need my hair dyed. Ah, this fucking joke, bro. I need to dye my hair orange. Was I a fan of X or did he introduce me to the streaming world? Neither. I've been streaming for 8 years on Twitch. Oh my god, that's so funny. Do you fuck with net spend? What is net spend? Just subscribe.